Welcome to News with a View, a Fat Cat production. We are going live, or at least trying to. I think we got everything working now. Little hiccups here and there. So, this is Fat Cat production, News with a View. Your host, John A. Costa. Me. Today is July 2nd, 2025. This is episode 93. This will be going out recorded and also a live segment. So you'll see two news with the view in the playlist. One is live, one is the record. The record side will have all any edits and any fonts. If you don't want to see fonts or anything, just go to the live. Today, we're going to do Trump settlement. Zohran Mamdani, that's hot in the news. Communist running for mayor. Boy, I'll get into that, but that's just... a federal judge halts Trump's administration of dismantling U.S. African Development Foundation. And then, of course, Schumer says the whole deal is falling apart and slowing down, and the Republicans don't know what they're doing. Then LA officials charge over 40 anti-ICE protesters. So they're starting now to get on these people. Now, if you don't want to see these subscript, and I always put up, oh, look at that. Oh, it falls down. NCUA will never crash. I'm going to try putting it in this way and flipping it down. NCUA little banner here was from my credit union that I was part of. As I said, we'll be putting all our characters and stuff up here. So all our little text messages to all you good people out there. I have two camera shots that I do. One is like this. I don't know if I like this one, but I kind of like this one. The glare you're seeing, that's from my cameras, from my lights, because it would be really dull in here without it. The other camera shot going back so you can see the difference, a little bit more of a close-up, a little tighter in. I kind of like this one. I don't always look into the camera. I'm looking straight on at my monitors, which I do, and one day I'll show you the whole little setup up here. But let's go to what you're really here for. News with a View, a conservative-leaning podcast. I am a Republican. I am a conservative. I am a federalist at heart. Federalists believe in the power of the Constitution and all that follows. The words never change, and the meaning never changes unless the robes approve it. And that's a huge factor, folks, is the fact that we have a Supreme Court, and they get to change the meaning of the words sometimes, and they do. And you always get people that go, yay, and other people, boo, boo. And that's how our system works. It's fantastic. All right. Just jumping right into it. Trump settles with CBS Paramount. Paramount Global told UPI in an emailed statement that it has agreed to a settlement. The settlement is a two-part $16 million, excluding legal fees, are paid right to Trump's future presidential libel suit. Um, uh, the libel suit, and this is going to be used for his presidential library to settle the libel suit. Let me get that spaghetti, mouthful of spaghetti out. The settlement does not include a statement of apology that President Trump had wanted, which I said they would never get. But Paramount said it had agreed to release written transcripts of future 60-minute interviews with presidential candidates. That's fine. I think that's important for CBS so that people can at least see the interview versus what they edit. And working for CBS, not in their editing, I was not in production. Not in the sense of production. I was engineering and then responsible for how all the stations received our programming with commercials, and that was called master control, or TOC, Transmission Operations Center, whatever the people wanted to call it. That made them feel good. It was more than a job to me. The people I worked with, both in the union and management, were some of the best in the field. So you learn something every day, or well, at least you try to. And for me, it was not easy. Just ask anyone that worked with me. So I think the suit settled for $16 million and then $15 million on something else. But I'm not certain about it. I was reading it, and I really didn't care much about it either way. This was not something that was earth-shattering. But what it did is showed that, Trump is going to hold these people to the fire. Now, the reason that CBS did not want to take this to court had nothing to do with the sale of CBS and Paramount to Skydance. That had nothing to do with it. What it had a lot to do with is if this went to court, then you could bring so many things out on other matters that had tentacles into this. Their skewing process, as I always called it, where they could edit and what ends up on the floor and you never hear. So CBS didn't want to go through that, and it could have been a long, drawn-out case, and it could have ended worse. Mostly if people go, yeah, screw CBS, and you're sitting on a jury, and then that goes back and forth, and it was just easier for them to settle like ABC did, and almost for the same amount of money, and it's important in the integrity of CBS. They've been taking a beating with their news and with their reliability of presenting an unbiased program. So CBS has agreed with Paramount to settle with Donald Trump. I'm sure there'll be, and I've already seen it, outcries, this is the worst thing that could happen. This is just Trump taking power. This is Trump controlling the news. This is Trump the king. And I mean, if all that was true, Trump would have just gone into CBS and said, give me $1 billion. I'm taking it out of your bank account right now. See ya. And that's not the case. Trump is using the courts, which is his rights, your rights, and CBS's rights. CBS could have challenged it, but didn't want to because of what I said. It just opens a Pandora box for him, and it's just best not to open that box. All right, lots of news about Zohran Mamdani, the socialist Democrat who says, I'm not a communist, I just want to control everything. Now, I was hoping to do this show before the lawnmower guys showed up. I said Monday, it was Tuesday, but it was lawnmower guys are showing up because people's lawns are growing much faster, and people are complaining that, hey, you cut my lawn, but it still looks bad. You got to come back. And so I don't do that because I get my lawn cut every week, not every 2 weeks, every week. I get a little discount on it. My lawn always looks good. My front yard always looks nice. And I like that. So, I apologize for the noise. It's going to be coming and going because they're on that side of the house. Not my lawnmower guys. At least I don't think so. They usually come on Thursdays. Today's Wednesday. All right. So the Trump administration opened the door on Monday to formally examine Zohran Mamdani's U.S. citizenship. Now, this is more of kind of fake news. Because what had happened was he was naturalized in 2018. And what happened, the White House press secretary, Levitt, was asked about the idea of pulling his records and possibly deporting him. And asked about the idea and didn't say no because it's not up to her. I've not seen those claims, but surely if they're true, it's something that should be investigated. All right. Hey, we heard that he, has people tied up in his basement. Well, I haven't seen it. I don't know about it, but if there's anything to it, should be investigated. And so what happened is the news took off on it, and you have the Democrats jumping on board, according to this story. I don't think there's too many Democrats jumping on board, but Governor Hochul, no, I should call her Hutchel. I don't care if you're the President of the United States, the Governor of New York stated. If you threaten to unlawfully go after one of our neighbors, you're picking a fight with 20 million New Yorkers, starting with me. Idiot. Stupid. You took the bait. You Democrats take the bait. And now you're forced to defend someone who is so radical that you have problems with that individual. And you have to support someone that really you shouldn't be supporting. He goes against democracy. He goes against free enterprise. He goes against capitalism. He would open government stores to compete with other stores. Whereas a local bodega doesn't have the buying power that New York City would have. So he put those people out of business. And he wants to open up stores and stuff in areas that are underserved. They're not underserved. It's New York City. Go around and look around New York City. There's no place in New York City that's underserved. There's Chinese restaurants, pizzerias, bars, bodegas, name brand shopping centers. So it's a lie. His thing going, well, I want to make New York City more affordable. Oh, and everyone goes, well, yeah, well, I like the idea of affordable. And then he turns around and he goes, well, when I say affordable, I mean taxing the people in Staten Island who are white and have nice houses more than people who are black and own houses in Brooklyn or anywhere else. White people should pay more. It's what he came out and said. Now, does that sound like democracy to you? Because, you see, the problem happens when they start doing it and they go, well, that's New York City, you know. No. No. They do that everywhere. And then they'll turn around and go, you know, how much money do you have in the bank? Well, you saved and you had a 401k. And he didn't have a 401k. This guy over here didn't. His little company never offered him it. He worked a day job. He did whatever. He was a day laborer. He never got a 401. So you know what would be fair? Is if he got part of your 401. I'm not taking everything from you. But he should get half of what you got. That's the idea of a social democrat. Because you could have great ideas and not take from others. You can make things happen and not take from others. Now, a lot of the reasons that you have bodegas and stuff and not big name food stores is crime. Loss prevention. They can't, you know, you start arresting people and go, oh, you're doing it because they're black. You're doing it because they're Hispanic. You're doing it for whatever reason you're doing it. I sort of read, you know, I wish they wouldn't call when I'm doing my show. Come on, guys, you know. We have a chat line over here that you could go up on, which no one uses. Don't blame them. What are they going to tell me? You look terrible. You're stupid. But, so you have Zohran. Sounds like a name out of Superman. What is his name? That wants to take the government's fingers deeper into where they already are. And you're having a bunch of people that are going to be running against them. Independents. And you're going to have one Republican run. The Democrats already know you're going to lose. You're going to lose big. You're going to end up having to defend this guy who's an anti-Semitic. This guy is an anti-Semitic. He supports terrorism. And you guys are supporting him. How's that? How you like them apples? You like apples. You like them apples. And I think that if they show that he has supported terrorism, and they can deport him, they should. We don't need those types here. I don't want those types here. Have they deported people before who were citizens naturalized? Sure have. It's been done. Don't say this is, this is, terrible. This is unprecedented. No, it's not. No, it is not. It is unprecedented that you have a actual confirmed racist who wants death of the Jews, that you guys support him. Just saying. And you could say, well, we have a convicted felon. Yeah, you could say that too. Trump didn't say he wanted to kill people. Trump is appealing his conviction and has a very good chance of having it overturned. They can try him again, and that's fine. I mean, that's the way the system works. You're going to take that with that. If they want to charge him again and retry him again, have at it. But having a person who says, I am all for the death of Jews, go out and have your attacks on Jews. I'm sorry. And he has said it. This guy is a racist. Sorry. That's the way it goes, Democrats, and you support them. You support it. And come 2026, when the Democrats go to a lot of Jewish supported and run companies, I hope they tell you to go elsewhere. You had Schumer that didn't say a freaking word about it. Schumer is a coward. Jeffries has asked, hey, what is your stance on Israel? You're going to have to change it. No, he's not going to change it. They're just going to tell him, don't use those words. Believe whatever you want to do. Do what you're going to do. But don't use those words. And that's what they're going to do. They want to make a real statement, they should come out and go, don't support this guy. If you support this guy, this is what you're agreeing to. And Democrats, you must wake up. It is, I said, by November, December of this year, just 4 months away, we'll start the real heavy hitting of the midterm 2026. It's not looking good for you guys. It is not looking good for you guys. And the GOP is going to have a huge amount of money to go after people, put their people in there, support Trump's going to go all over the place. And those people that aren't on board with him, well, if he ain't for me, you're again me. And that's the way it works in the political field. And you Democrats just refuse to see the light. And you could say, oh, no, it's you, man, that's not seeing the light, man. You're not doing it. Look at what he's doing. Yeah, he's winning. That's what he's doing. He's winning. Winning. All right. Federal judge halts the Trump administration from dismantling the U.S. African Development Foundation. And why is he doing it? Because when Trump appointed Pete Oracco, the new head of the U.S. African Development Foundation, see, he didn't stop it. He just put a new guy in charge. Marco was never confirmed by Congress. And as such, any action that he is taking as the administrator, according to the judge, no bueno. Can't do it. Or void. Any action he's done has to be voided. Any employees that were let go, boom, boom, returned. So its board members must be confirmed by the U.S. Senate. Now, if Trump has made application to the Senate to, hey, set a date up that you can do this, in the meantime, he can act. The agency needs to be run. So I don't know what the full what the full ramification is with this, that the Senate and Congress, which Congresses need to approve him. Trump fired the agency board members and installed Morocco as the board chair. So I'm not certain what took place with this, and was an application made, and it just, they just don't have time to do a confirmation hearing. I would tend not to think that. If I had to think what was going on, I might be saying they didn't make the application. But if they have not made the application, there's people in the White House that should know this stuff. So I'm not certain how some of this stuff gets slipped through, or is it just ignored? And you could make a case towards it. If you can make a case towards it and say that, hey, Mr. President, we have to go to the Senate. We got to set this up. Got to go through Congress. Push Mr. Morocco along. And Trump turns around and goes, yeah, we're not going to do that. I appointed him, he stays. Then there's a problem. Because we have a set guideline that says what you need to do. And if you're not going to follow it, then you're going to get called out on it. It's not being fair. It's following the procedures. And again, everyone, I am not locked in step with any president, be it, a conservative or Republican, or a Trump or a Biden. I'm not locked in step. I'm not locked in step against them. I'm not locked in step for them. We must follow the procedures and the law. There is a lot of guilt to go around for both parties on immigration. But the biggest offenders of our immigration law was Obama and I was going to say Biden, but decided not to, and Joe Biden. The absolute biggest offenders. And they lied to America. They lied to the families of victims of illegals. They took money away from our citizens and gave them to people that should never have gotten it. "2026 is going to expose that all. It is going to be a shit show. And if you thought we were divided in 2024, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because they have the proof. They have the proof. And it's going to come out. All right. Schumer says Senate Republicans slowing things down on the GOP mega bill because they're one big mess. No, they're not. This got pushed through. It's going to go through Congress. And it's going to be signed on July 4th when Trump wants it. And Schumer says they've made a lot of promises, contrary promises to different parts of their caucuses, he continued in a late night interview. A lot of people are squirming because they know how unpopular what Trump calls the big beautiful bill will call the big ugly betrayal is. They're squirming. They know the public doesn't like it. Well, Senator Schumer, the public has no idea what's in this bill. Only the stuff that it's affecting, a major portion, and not even a major portion. It's, it's anti-immigration. It's, no, it's not anti-immigration. It's anti-legal. Illegals aren't going to get Medicare and Medicaid. Their children aren't going to get it. Right there will be savings of mega billions. Now, the people that are here that came in under a program like TPS and parole, it needs to be clarified. Because they came in here thinking that they were going to get all these things. So, they weren't. But Schumer, saying everything. This is going to pass, baby. All right. LA officials charged 40 anti-ICE protesters who assaulted police officers' horses and threatened a child. And this is all alleged. Pointed to a 17-year-old juvenile accused of attempted murder, 2 separate instances of protesters allegedly assaulting LA County Sheriff's Department horses, a man accused of injuring a police officer with a flagpole. LA District Attorney Nathan Huckman said in a press release, the larger scale protests may have ended for now, but our work has not. So, LA is trying to get a handle on this stuff. It's out of control. It's not going to happen. I'm going to make this a quick show. It's going to only be about 35, 40 minutes today. I will be doing one this evening, a regular episode show. So with that, I'm going to say good night. Give to a charity if you can. Give to a food bank. Say a prayer. And I'll catch you later as I fade to black.